All right, Hustle and Heart. Hello, happy Thursday night. I'm gonna hit speaker view because I always forget. Am I the big screen now? Are we good? It looks like Lauren on my screen, so I never really know. All right, so tonight we're gonna talk about inviting to a sneak peek or just the coaching opportunity in general, because I want this to be a training that's applicable no matter if we have a sneak peek coming up in a week or we don't have one coming up for a while. So this is just relevant because we're starting our sneak peek tomorrow. So we're going to chat a little bit about that. But our team, when we talk about team, I'm saying the entire Misfit Republic team has always hosted our sneak peeks on Facebook. So that's just the way that I've done it as well. There are other methods probably that work as well, but this is just kind of what's worked for us. I originally created this Hustle and Heart sneak peek. Oh, my light. In December. So we're using the same physical group. And the reason why I like doing it that way is because if there's a time when we're not busy hosting a new sneak peek, but you have girls that are interested in learning more, you can still offer it as a resource to them and say, you know, our team actually went live talking about this a few weeks ago. Would you like me to add you to the group? And I can tag you in some videos. So that's why I like to do it that way. But a sneak peek is basically just a glance into coaching. We can cover any topic that we choose to talk about. Anything that you'd want to share with a prospective coach really is what this is all about. But it's just an awesome way to do it because on social media, there's a certain way that we want to communicate things. And, you know, with curiosity marketing and wanting people to draw their own conclusions and all these different things, we're able to be a little bit more real and transparent, I think, in these groups, which is really nice. We just give them all the information. We lay it all out there. They'll already know what it takes to be a coach. They'll know what Shakeology is before they sign up. So there's not questions. We don't hide anything, which is nice. So I don't want you guys to worry. The girls that are going live, you know, don't stress. Don't feel like, I don't know if anyone's going to like what I have to say or if they're going to be interested. People are in there, they're going to be interested, and no one's holding them at gunpoint saying you have to be in the sneak peek. Either they asked you themselves or they happily accepted an invite. So everyone in this group is excited to hear what you have to share. I'm especially excited to hear what you have to share. Like, everyone's here for it. It's going to be great. But individually, each coach on Team Hustle and Heart, our role is to simply invite girls to the group. You know, we're putting on something really great. We want to make sure that we actually have people that get to experience and enjoy it with us, and we're not just doing it for us. So I'm going to walk you through a process in terms of finding the women to invite, posting things to generate people that want to know more, and then how you actually bring the coaching opportunity up in conversation. If any of you guys have scoured the Misfit Republic website, if you've looked at scripts or trainings about this, which maybe you already have been super thorough about it, but I took a lot of stuff from that website. But I figured I'm just going to consolidate it, put it all in one video, and it's going to be nice when you can refer back to this. So it's all in one spot. But the first thing on your social media, just talk about it. Talk about coaching in general. Talk about the sneak peek. Don't just talk about it once, not even just twice. Like, people following you should know at all times that they're able to join you in this journey. So not just over the weekend when your team's hosting a sneak peek. A large portion of what you share on a regular basis should be talking about your fitness journey and or the business opportunity. I want you to share more about your life, but those things are at the core of what you're doing, especially if you're running a business that way. Where am I here? I'm sorry. So the sneak peek is just basically just a tool that makes it that much easier to talk about it, but we have to be talking about coaching all the time. So making a post about it. The information and details about a sneak peek, they're important, but I don't want you to focus on that right away when you're making an Instagram post, for example. Save that stuff for the end. I want you to lead with your story. So I have a series of questions that I've gotten from these trainings that have been shared with me by my mentors. And I think they're questions that really generate authentic content, and that's so important for you to really connect with your specific audience that you're trying to engage with. So things that you can think about that will encourage you to write a really great post about coaching is, number one, what do you love about coaching? Talk about it. Do you love the community? Do you love that your fitness results have never been this amazing because you're so accountable? Do you love that you're more confident and, you know, you're no longer afraid of public speaking in your classes? or you're better at, dealing with your boss in your workplace because you have confidence dealing with people in that setting. Whatever it is, what do you love about coaching? 2, what have you accomplished? This can be anything. Maybe you hit Emerald the other day and you're pumped as heck about it. Or maybe you had your first challenger lose, a significant amount of weight that she shared with you and you're really proud. Or maybe you got your first paycheck. What have you accomplished? 3, what are some of your goals? Things that maybe you haven't accomplished yet, but you're working hard for. And then you get to tell people about it, because not only does that hold you more accountable, but it shows them what's possible with this business too. So that's a double one. And then 4, just share a little bit of vision, a little bit of your vision with this business. Where do you want to take it? Maybe what steps you're taking now, talking about what your life might have been before the business or currently and why you want it to be different, or how this business is going to do that for you. Those are just some examples, but each of your posts, no matter what you're talking about in it, it's going to share a little piece of your story. But if you look at other coaches and their posts about sneak peeks in particular, their story is going to be a huge part of that. And some of you guys might feel like you don't have a story to tell, or your story is not significant. But here's the thing. If you were able to cover groceries this month, or make a car payment, or you're feeling better since drinking your Shakeology and making that a daily routine, those are success stories. They're worth talking about, whether or not your paycheck paid for all of the groceries or just a small portion. Like, whatever you're making with this business is helpful. Every single dollar counts. Every single, victory, whether you're losing weight or non-scale victories, if you're feeling more energetic, talk about those things. But the structure of a post might look like this. You share your story, whatever that may look like, when you answer those questions. You share a little bit about coaching. Maybe you talk about your history when you signed up, what that journey's looked like. And then you can talk about what will be covered in the group. And then at the end, it's helpful to close off with a call to action, if you've heard that term, ending with a question maybe, or giving them something to do, like telling them how to join or request more information. Comment with an emoji if you want info. I'll slide in your DMs, or something like that is a good way to close her up. I want to quick do a screen share though, because I found some sweet samples of posts. Awesome. These are specific to income, but I thought that this would be helpful for us just to get some inspo too. Let's see what that one is. This one's I think this is just a Facebook. Oh, I can't see it. Can you? Oh, there we go. Can we do this? Okay. I love this. She's talking about, just words to describe what's happening in her life. She draws some attention by talking about F words, like be yourself, attract your people. This is what, she's being real to herself. And then she talks about all the different things, but freedom is one of them. And then she talks about how this business has provided her with freedom. My husband can breathe a little easier. Not that her income has replaced what she used to make, or now, they don't have to stress about this bill. It's just, in general, my husband can breathe easier. This is ridiculous. I don't like the way she words that, but that's just, she's being real, and I appreciate that. So there's just an example. And then at the end, she closes it with, I'm accepting 10 new interns. You must be coachable, self-motivated. These are helpful things too, because then you get girls who are not only interested in the opportunity, but that they're ready to do the work too. So that's promising for both sides. If we check out, this one breaks down income really nice, I think. If it would let me pick it. Okay. Commission. It just breaks down week by week. Wow. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh my goodness, guys. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. She increased her income in a matter of 2 weeks by $1,100. That's worth talking about. That's really cool. All right, we're going to stop the share. I just wanted to show those really quick. Okay. So when it comes to sharing the business opportunity, especially with a post, my biggest piece of advice for you is don't just make the post and wait around for others to come to you. I think that's the biggest mistake you can make. People are going to be a little shy. If you think you're nervous about talking to people, imagine them having no fitness background, having no network marketing background, they're not going to be any more confident than you are about it. So you need to take the leap and reach out to your people. You can do something like making a list of people that you think could benefit from this business. Maybe you've never made the My 100 list, what is it called? The Live Your Life Planner, Love Your Life Planner. You just think of 100 girls that you know. You can't make assumptions that they're going to need what you have to offer. You just think about 100 women who you could reach out to about this. It's super similar process. So writing out a list of who you'd want to be business partners with, and then connecting with these people. And when I say connect, I actually mean connect, like really connect to them on a personal level. Give them the time of day to build a relationship. I feel like I speak for all of us when I say it's so disgusting when girls slide in your DMs, don't give a crap about what your life is, what your goals are, what you need from them, but you know right away they have an agenda because they invite you, but you don't know who they are. You don't want to be that person to someone. You want to be a friend. You want to actually build a relationship so they can trust you. And I was talking actually to one of our newer coaches. She's on this call because she is working tonight, but we were strangers, like a lot of us were before we connected on Instagram, but we feel so aligned in our values in that we just love connecting with people who have similar goals. And we've loved how social media has been such a positive experience for us now that we don't care about, following people that we went to school with or people that we know from our hometown. Like, we're on social media and we have a purpose, and that's to spread positivity and to make an impact on people. So now that we have our blinders onto that other crap, it just feels so natural to want to connect and build those relationships. And we just have so much fun doing it. And it's wild to me too that some people don't go about this business building relationships, because I really do think that there's longevity there. When you sign up someone that doesn't really know you, you don't know them, maybe they're excited about a discount. They're probably not going to stick around if they don't feel that you're invested in them in the long term, and likewise. So that's just a little thing I have to say too. But when you do connect with these people though, maybe you find out what you have in common, you find out more about them, they know more about you, equally share what you have to say about your life too, be vulnerable with them, then you can introduce the business. So maybe it sounds like, hey, I know this is kind of random, but I've been thinking about you this week. My team's hosting a sneak peek into coaching over the weekend on Facebook, and I got to thinking about what women I would genuinely love to work with. Notice how I say work with, not sign up as a coach on my team. Make them know right away that they would be your equal, your business partner, your friend. And you kept coming to mind. I have no idea if you're even interested, but I figured I'd extend an invite anyway if you're at all curious. Basically, it's an inside scoop, as to what I do for a living, how I balance it with a busy schedule, how the community's impacted me, and how I actually earn money doing this. Zero pressure if you're not into it, but after thinking of you all week, I knew I had to reach out. Am I completely crazy, or is that something you might enjoy being a part of? That's something that Liz would say. And by telling them too that it's okay if they're not interested, you're completely relieving any tension that conversation would have, because they're more likely to respond then, even if it's a no, because they know that they're allowed to say no. And then you can continue to build that relationship, and maybe you follow up with them another time. Joelle had a really good example too that I wanted to share from the website, but it's, hey girl, how is everything? This might be kind of random, but I just found out today about something cool, and your name was one of the first that popped into my head about possibly being interested in doing this with me. I honestly thought about not writing you because I didn't want to be too forward, but decided it wouldn't hurt to ask to see if you'd be interested before I actually post about it and invite everyone else. You're probably already really happy about what you have going on financially, so totally no big deal if you're not interested. I didn't want to make that decision for you though, so I thought I'd ask. I'm not sure if you know this, but I opened up my coaching business with this company called Beachbody, who makes home fitness programs like P90X. I started my business because blah, blah, blah. And then you talk about your story. If I invited you to join me and my coach so-and-so or my coach team for a 3-day sneak peek into how so-and-so started, a 6-figure coaching business is what she says. Would you want to learn more with me? No commitment or anything, just to be a fly on the wall. She goes, I'm honestly still brand new and learning too, but I would love to do this with someone that I respect as much as you. And when my coach said to think of people who have the heart and the hustle to do this, I was like, oh my God, team name. I kept thinking of you because blank. This is where you tell them how you feel. Elaborate. Tell them why you thought of them. Tell them why you think they'd be a great coach. Instill that belief in them before they're even a part of this team. You need to give them that confidence. Maybe they love fitness, maybe they're a stay-at-home mom, or you think it would work perfectly in their schedule, whatever. But then you just say, like, I'm allowed to invite anyone that I think would be really great at this. Would you want me to include you so you can see what it's all about? Done. That's it. So there's another example of a message you could send. And then when they say, yes, I want to be added in, then you can reply. This is something that I would say, like, amazing. If I'm not already Facebook friends with this girl, this is where I would request them to find me on Facebook so I can add them to the group if they friend me. I know Taryn on here, she says that she does a share. She shares the link. I don't know what the majority of you guys do, but I get their friend requests, and that's how I do it. And then I'll tell them the group officially goes live on Monday morning. We'll be in and out of the group all weekend, covering so many fun topics. You'll hear from a variety of my team, girls that are rocking this business with different lifestyles too. It's so much fun. And I'll check in at the end of the weekend to see how you enjoyed, if that's okay. And then I'm also letting people know now, like, if you're interested, we're offering a VIP invite to our team's early morning live workout on Friday and Saturday. We'd love to have you. You can see firsthand just how crazy and lovable we are. So excited to get you plugged in. I make it my own. I let them know it's actually fun. I'm really looking forward to having them. And then the sneak peek happens. Hopefully they watch the videos. If they don't, I'll kind of find out eventually. But when the weekend comes to a close, you follow up. So personally thank them. Like, thank you so much. Like, I'm so happy you were a part of my team for the weekend. I had a blast sharing it with you. It's so fun to share our stories, especially when our team's been so positively impacted by this opportunity. Did you get a chance to watch all of the videos? That's one of the first questions I ask before I unload everything else. They'll either reply with, no, I haven't gotten to them, in which I'll say, like, do you want me to give you a couple days to watch them and then I can follow back up? Or they'll say, like, yeah, I did. And then I dig more. So I'll be like, did you have a favorite video or a topic you totally connected with? Give me honest feedback, girl. Like, I value your opinion so much. Any feedback means the world to me. And then they reply. Maybe they loved hearing about the self-love, whatever topic. And then they'll tell me, like, I never realized that, coaching had such an impact on someone's, confidence or whatever. I never thought of it that way. And then I'll be like, I'm happy that you enjoyed listening to that. And then I'll tell them how I connect to it, or I'll share part of my story. And I'm always sincere. Like, I'm so excited to talk about this with them that you just share your heart. And I think people are really receptive to that. But on the website, the Misfit Republic website for training, I liked this part. It's like, you should do less talking and more listening in this stage when you're asking them to join. And that's so true. I think often we stress about what to say, or if we need to convince someone, but we're not in the business of convincing people to join us. We're in the business of helping people change lives. And to really change someone's life, you have to know what they need changing. So making sure you're asking them questions and giving them a chance to explain stuff to you. So giving them an opportunity to reflect and come to conclusions after watching the videos. Keep it simple. Like, we're not experts here. We're not word vomiting facts at them. We're being their friend. And totally, like I said, never beg. I love this part. It's a privilege to be a Beachbody coach. I think we all know that at this point. Our job's not to convince anyone to be a coach, and you want people on your team that are ready to change lives. So, and then my part here that I just had to share is, this is why I think sharing your journey authentically is so important too. Because when you share every aspect of this journey and you talk about a variety of ways that your life has been impacted, you give all of these different women opportunities to connect with each part of their life, and then they can come to the conclusion that they need something like this. So whether you're sharing your income progression and someone watching you is struggling to make ends meet, or maybe you're talking about physical progress and someone hates what they see in the mirror, or you're talking about your connection with your team and how you've met your best friends doing this. Hello. Maybe they feel isolated, or maybe their friend just kind of dumped them for, hanging out with a boyfriend or whatever. Like, share everything, because there's going to be someone that connects to each part of your journey, and that's going to make them that much more likely to be interested, because they see that this has such an overall impact on your life in every single way. But just having the attitude, like, you know what? People don't need to say yes to me. I'm going to do this with or without them. But if they're interested, I'm really excited to be that mentor to someone, because we attract people when we believe in the opportunity and when we talk about it confidently. Another thing that I thought was super important too is, I've had a lot of you guys ask me to talk about this recently, and that's handling objections. Or maybe you didn't ask me and you just people are talking about objections. And I thought, okay, let's just address this right now. Because people might say no. At the end of this weekend, people will tell you no, or they'll ghost you. And that's just how some people are. And that's okay. Just be okay with it. Brace yourself. But when they actually come back and they have reasons, or if you ask them questions and then they provide reasons, this is what you can do. If someone tells you, I'm too busy, I don't have enough time. First of all, they didn't watch Madison's video because she's about to wreck everyone's myths about being busy. But you can come back and say, I understand how you feel. I felt that way when I got started. I was working full-time as, whatever, or I was a full-time student and I worked this business very part-time after my kids were in bed in the evening, whatever. But it's not uncommon. We found that most people actually work this business with very part-time hours. And I started with just about, however many hours a week. Talk about you. And some do it as little as an hour a day. And the tip from Joelle here is tell stories of people who are working their business part-time and still achieving results. Talk about your friends. Talk about your mentors and people in your upline that you see rocking it that are still nurses or teachers or whatever they're doing. Someone might say, I don't have the money to get started. So, this might mean that they don't want to pay for a challenge pack and they'd rather do the $40 enrollment fee, which this is when you explain that. Or maybe they know about the $40 and they're like, I can't afford it. You can say something like, I appreciate that. Many people are in the same place because of their financial situation. Like when money's tight, that's so much more like of a reason to join us. If I can teach you a simple way to make the money back with your bonus during your first month, like, would you be willing to be mentored by me? Like if I walk you through how you can make back your investment type of thing. And then if this doesn't work, you can give them ideas how to save up for it too. And then let them know that there's a 30-day money back guarantee. I get this one a lot. I'm not a salesperson. And I'm like, perfect. Like, I'm not a salesperson either. That's usually how I start this conversation. But you can tell them that and say, like, I'm actually in the business of sharing what works for me. And if people want to join me, then I get to provide it to them. Otherwise, I'm just doing my thing kind of thing. And the possibility of becoming an entrepreneur is really awesome. I'm looking for passionate people who, when they love something, share it with people that they care about. And if I didn't think you could do this, we wouldn't be talking. I think that's a really powerful statement. I don't want to bother my friends and family. I don't want you to bother your friends and family either. Like, that's not what we do. I share what I'm doing. I pick their brands to see, or their brains to see if there's anyone they know that would be great at this. That's not even what I do. I just find people on social media that are not related to me. That's really simple. And then you can always talk about the referral approach, like, who do you know type of thing. I often hear this one, like, I need to try the products first is the way that Joelle worded it. People tell me they want to get their results before they start coaching. This is where I highlight the opportunity to be a discount coach, because I know that they're already invested in their journey. So if I know that they're drinking pre and post, if I know they're going to be drinking Shakeology, why would I not tell them how to get a discount? And then I say, you might find out sooner rather than later that you actually are excited to get to learn how to run the business. And at that point, you're already ready. You're already signed up. So why not? Let's see. Joelle says your new startup kit is a great way to sample products. And I don't know if that's still a thing. For any reason, if you're not happy, you can get a full refund. And that way you can learn as you go. Is this a pyramid scheme? No. Why? Is that what you're looking for? I would never say that to someone. She also has, like, what do you mean by pyramid? Those are illegal. With pyramids, there's no exchange of goods or services, blah, blah. I don't think we need to talk about that. That's going to be a myth we bust in the group tomorrow. Okay. But no doesn't mean no forever. I love that advice. Oftentimes when I'm thinking about, getting a no, or if I just got a no and I'm trying not to be like, struck down by it, I just think it's just not right now. That's all that means, Liz. It's a no, not right now, not forever. So, people will say yes though, and that's what makes it worth it. And when they do say yes, you jump on it and you get them excited right from day one and you say, like, I'm so excited, Rachel, or I'm so excited, Lauren, you're going to be an amazing coach on this team. Helping others reach their goals is so fulfilling, and I can't wait to watch you thrive at it. And then you can plug them right in and say, like, our next coach training is actually Monday night at 8:00. I'll get you signed up right away so you can jump in and get started. And then you can explain the options to start or options to sign up. And like I said, the $39.95 business starting fee. And then you get your stuff at discount or enrolling with the challenge pack. And I'll explain that in the sneak peek on Sunday night. That's my responsibility in the closing. I'll give them those options. That way that part of the deal is done and taken care of for you guys. They should know if they've watched the video. But that's kind of the step-by-step. I obviously talked more about the whole process than just the inviting. But I think the whole process as a whole is important, especially when it comes to following up and rebounding from whatever response they give you. Because sometimes people tell you how to invite and you're like, they replied, what do I do now? That can be the scariest part. So that's what I've got for you guys at the moment. Ask questions. If I was super unclear, a lot of these words were not written by me tonight. I just inserted stuff that I thought was appropriate. So I totally get if part of it was confusing or it didn't sound like me, but it was a hybrid of information tonight, and I just wanted to make sure you guys got a little bit of everything. I'm going to check the chat. Lauren, is there a schedule of or order of how and when we're posting this weekend? I'll post that tonight in the Facebook group, probably while we're actually done with the recording. I'll quick do it. That way everyone has it. But I do have it written down. I've got it for you guys. Madison A, can you share these with us in our group? Crap, that was from 8:15. What were you talking about, Madison?
When you screen shared with us, like that first invite that was kind of on your Google Drive.
Yeah, I can do that. I'm gonna try to copy the link and paste it into the chat, and you tell me if you can access it. It's just from the Misfit site, so I don't think it'll have any privacy settings, but we'll see. We're getting some feedback. Is it good? Or can no one get in? Okay, sweet. How is inviting going for you guys? I know we've been talking about the sneak peek for a while, so it's not like this is the first talk about the sneak peek. Go for it.
I normally, when I post polls, because that's what I've been doing, unless I was inviting someone that I've already invited, I so far haven't had one accidental click, unless they're just like felt bad and like just let me add them anyway. So I thought that was good.
I'll take it. This is why we have to bring our A game, so we convince those random people who clicked by accident.
Hey, we don't know though. It might have just been like a intentional. That's what I'm telling myself.
Of course. That's awesome. That happens to me. At least one or two people every single poll. Oh, I actually didn't mean to click that. Okay. Have a good night.
Like, are your fingers okay? Like, I'm confused what you're doing.
They were skipping through my story. That's what they were doing.
Clearly.
Skip.
Yeah, I'd love more info. Crap.
Actually, I was just trying to get the hell off your story.
I don't see why people would do that, because you can just swipe it and go to the next person.
I know.
Preach.
But I feel like people do that too, though, because I've asked a girl and she's like, I didn't mean to do that. And I was like, oh, cool. This is awkward. Goodbye.
You could be like, oh, okay. If that's the first time you've ever talked to her. Nice to meet you. Try to rebound and start a relationship or something. I don't know. Normally I'm awkward and I like back up out of the room. Like I do a moonwalk. No, bye. All right, I'm going to stop the recording because it's getting pretty silly.